right, welcome back to Eyes Open Media. Hope you guys are doing well. It's October 20th, 2017. We do have some people working in the background, so if you hear some noise, if it does get too loud, I will stop it and then I'll come back, okay? But I wanted to make sure the video for the Iraq video was started here today because there wasn't an Iraq video yesterday, so I wanted to make sure we start here today with an Iraq video on the backup channel. There will be another Iraq video later on the main channels in a couple of hours. Okay, so let's get through some of these articles and see what's going on for the day. If you're new, hit the subscribe button here on Eyes Open Media, and also hit the subscribe button on our main channel, Currency 365, and follow us on Twitter, Currency 365 on Twitter, and I'm also on Facebook, Currency 365. You can like and follow our page as well. Okay, so let's get started here. And actually, I did make this on Twitter early this morning. When George Soros takes $18 billion and dumps it into his foundation to fund war and protesters to destroy and divide America. And look, he got this family praying plus their dog praying. Oh, that's a cute dog. Okay, so yeah, and a lot of you guys know that George Soros has taken $18 billion and dumped it into his foundation. And what he plans on doing is he plans on continuing to fund protesters, Black Lives Matter, white nationals, Antifa, whatever protesting there is in America, he plans on continuing to fund it and trying to ramp it up to divide America, because he can't see, the thing about it is that they can't beat America from the outside. Okay, they have to do it from the inside. You have to destroy America from the inside. So that's why we keep saying, if America stays united, there's nothing they will be able to do, right? So, but America is really divided right now, and we're at that breaking point, right? So we need to realize that we're being played. We're being played, because if we stay united, we're going to succeed. But if we don't, we're going to play right into the hands of the enemy. And that's why George Soros is sitting there in China. You know, he left America, and when he left America, I knew he was going to go against America, because he knew that if he leaves America and goes to China, he can then plan and accelerate the new world order. And so far he hasn't had much success, right? America has been very strong, and it surprised him. It surprised him and Kissinger and all these other new world order puppets out there, right? But it doesn't mean that it's not going to happen. Okay, so he's putting $18 billion into this, and he's trying desperately to see the new world order before he passes away. Okay, I don't. And people will say, well, why don't God just take him off the planet now? I know. I say the same things. I don't know. And the reason why is because some prophecies have to come to pass, and the new world order, one world government, has to come to pass, right? According to the prophecies, right? So if it does have to come to pass, so our Messiah can return, Yeshua, then that's what's gonna have to eventually happen. God can delay it like he's been doing, because we're mercy, because he has mercy on us. But at some point, it has to come to pass. Now, a lot of us are like, well, don't let it come to pass on my children. and not on us, right? I don't know. Are you ready for that? Are you ready for that type of a system, that new world order system? That are you ready for that? Maybe we are. Maybe we were born ready for that, and so we got to make sure that we're ready to go. Okay, and also Electroneum ICO is completed already. So, like I said yesterday was the last day. It's over. So now November 1st, they're gonna go into the exchanges. I don't know which exchanges they're gonna be on. Probably Ether Delta, maybe first might have them. Cryptopia and others. I'm hoping Bittrex comes out. They get on Bittrex right away on November 1st. Maybe Poloniex right away on November 1st as well. These exchanges have a lot of time to make sure that Electroneum is on their exchanges right away. Yeah, so only 4 billion coins are in I said only, but 4 billion coins are in circulation right now, not 21. It's only 4 billion. And so they have a chance to come out and maybe hit 5 to 10 cents, in my opinion. But we don't know. It could dump. it could be a massive dump off, or it could be where a lot of people didn't get in on the ICO and want in badly. And what I would do if I was Electroneum, I would actually put out PRs out like 2 3 days before did they go live on the exchanges. I'll put whatever big deals you have with IBM or Verizon Wireless, AT&T, because remember this is gonna be the first mobile mining app. So cryptocurrency. So if you have deals with Verizon, AT&T, and T-Mobile, and I would put those out before it hits the exchanges. That's just an FYI, right? Now that would definitely raise the price and not a lot of people dumping, but a lot of people buying it and running it up to about 50 cents. Because if it ran to 50 cents, there's gonna be a bunch of millionaires, right? So, anyways, let's get into Iraq. We've done enough talking about the other things that we don't care, people don't really care about. Supreme Council praises the imposition of security in Kirkuk and calls Kurdish leaders to dialogue with Baghdad. Okay, I'm talking a little bit louder because they are work. You can hear that they're working in the background, so I want to make sure you guys can hear me. Director of Soleimania Airport says that we are ready to cooperate with Baghdad to supervise us. Okay. Um, Let's see here. It says Chevron's economy looks to resume its work in Kurdistan. Okay. Okay, so Chevron is actually, Chevron's economy looks, I don't know what that means. Chevron's economy? Chevron's not a country, it's a company. So I'm not sure what's that all about. Chevron's economy looks to resume its work. I think they probably meant company. Okay, but the fact that Chevron wants to work with the Kurds when everybody's turning their back on the Kurds is kind of interesting. Um, let's see here. It says urgent. Oh boy, from the United Nations here. Aboul says that Abadi, the referendum crisis is getting better, and there are signs of a breakthrough. I think he's from the United Nations, isn't he? No, it's from the Arab League Security General. Okay, my bad. Okay, so he's from the Arab League Security General. Okay. So he says that things are getting better. Now there's a lot of problems in Kirkuk though, and that's being washed under the table. But I'm seeing it all day on Twitter from all different sources, and the Iraqi people and the Kurdish people. People are being tortured. People are being hurt. Some people are being shot at. Yesterday, they had some people being shot at. Protesters being shot at. People Kurdish are threatening to defend the land of Kirkuk, and after they fled, after they withdrew from the land, they're ready to come back and storm the land. So all this is being taken place, and I don't know what's going to really happen. I hope we continue to have a situation where there's unity and unification and no all out war, because that's not what we need. But what did we say before, and what have we been saying, and what we're going to continue to say? At the brink, they shall release. Allah is looking at this as well. At the brink, He will release. So if there is going to be some type of tension where it looks like it's happening now, where they're about to be at the brink of an all-out war, Allah will release. I think that release from Allah will change the mindset of everyone quickly and say, "Oh wow, we got purchasing power. We're wealthy. We're wealthy again." And you know how people are when they get wealthy. They ain't nobody trying to fight when you wealthy. Like, man, I ain't trying to fight. Yo, you got fired on your day off. um, a large Saudi trade delegation arrives in Baghdad. Now, Saudi and Iraq are doing so much business together. Now Saudi Arabia will be in the international fair, so they're there to participate in that as well and do all types of stuff. They're gonna be opening the border, everything. So the fact that Saudi represent internationalism, in my opinion, right? Because they haven't done business with Iraq for so long. They represent Kuwait. Really started it off, kicked that off because they had to finish that chapter 7 with Kuwait. But Saudi Arabia, to me, represent that internationalism because Saudi is linked to America, right? So just having that business and that border open with Saudi, and being to do business with Saudi and trade your currency with Saudi, that's internationalism for me. That's why the MCP had to be done. That's why the restrictions had to be removed. And we're now just waiting for a lock and the bank, because the banks have to be ready. The banks are not. Looks like the banks might not be completely ready. They might be like 99.9% ready, and so they're making sure all the banks are ready to go. And then when the banks give the thumbs up, and to the Ministry of Planning, with the feasible study with Alak and Abadi, we want to hear from Alak on documents, right? So we heard from a speech from him, but now he needs to put it in document. Now he probably did in DC, but we need to see it over here in Iraq, right? So in Iraq, we need to see that either on the CBI, or we need to see it in documentation form, and him publicly coming out with the documents of purchasing power, or the MCP, no restrictions, or a different way of life, that's something like that, right? And Abadi also needs to then have his back and say that we are releasing purchasing power or something to the citizens and to the people, and we are going back into the international stage, and we are open for business with purchasing power. Some type of statements like that from Alak and Abadi has to happen. We have to see that, they shouldn't be. They shouldn't. In my point of view, I would like to just see it and then them make statements. But I get that that might not happen that way. They might have to actually tell their citizens and tell the world that in documented form that this is what's going on, right? So that's what's going on. And let's see here. It says the objectives and indications of hosting the Security Council for the governor of the central bank. The objectives and indications of hosting the Security Council for the governor of the central bank. Okay. Let's see what this is all about. It says Article 23 of the Chapter of the United Nations. Okay. Combating money laundering and terrorism, preserve the value of the national currency despite the difficult and extraordinary conditions. Okay. And blah 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 blah. Right. Now, we didn't hear from the IMF or Christine Lagarde telling us that Alak is now no longer the acting governor and now the central bank governor. But the fact that they allowed Alak to stand up there and tell the world that all restrictions were removed and the MCP was removed, if he had that power to remove the MCP and to remove all restrictions from his currency, he has a right to revalue the currency, right? So we don't need them to do that anymore. He validated when he stood up there in front of them and said that all restrictions have been removed and the MCP. So that's enough for me to say that he has been given the power to revalue the currency. Now, would I like to see in documented form from the IMF sometime this month, of what happened with Iraq, and how they removed everything, and that he is the governor and no longer the acting? Yeah, that would be cool, but that doesn't have to happen. He has the power to revalue the currency, and because they gave him the power to remove the MCP. So regardless if he's proxy, acting, whatever, they gave him the power to remove the MCP and the exchange restrictions, so that he has the power to revalue. Okay, Boris Johnson to Abadi. We told Barzani that the referendum was a mistake. See, they keep saying that the referendum was a mistake, but it wasn't a mistake. The referendum had to happen. We told you guys this because back in 2015, we were looking for the referendum, because if he had gone through with it back in 2015, then we would have seen the revaluation by 1116. Okay, now I said if we see the referendums this year and he doesn't back out of it, we're probably 99.9% guaranteed to see a revaluation by 1118. So here we are. And then now Alak is talking about he has removed all restrictions. So now we're at 99.9999999% chance of seeing something by 1118, right? So it had to happen. It was an eye opener for the government of Iraq and for the world. And it also made Alak and others say, we can't waste any time any longer. We have to implement things, because their other regions are going to copy Kirkuk and the Kurdistan region, and we cannot allow that. So that's why we're seeing the things that we're seeing. Okay, and so the Kurdish region was doing the referendum was basically a sacrifice because they're getting handed to them right now, right? So it was a sacrifice for the revaluation, in my opinion, and that's why I said we needed to see it because there's always has to be a sacrifice for wealth. Wealth doesn't just happen. There's a sacrifice for wealth, right? And for you guys personally, you guys know you either when you before you get wealthy, you're poor. Usually a lot of times before you become wealthy, you went through a sacrifice. You went through poorness. You went through the wilderness, right? You were poor. You didn't have money. You were struggling, and then you go into this. You come out of that, and then everything starts to change. And then within it could be a year or two or three, you become wealthy. There's always some type of sacrifice or wilderness before the wealth begins. There's always some type of destruction before the wealth is handed, right? So, and that's what we were talking about. That's why we wanted to see the referendums, because it was going to be the sacrifice we needed to see for the revaluation. And that's why I kept saying we need to see the referendums. And I kept saying, Barzani, do not back off the referendums. I don't care if it costs you your life. Remember when I said that? Because it was going to be the seed to spark the revaluation, in my opinion. That's what we saw. If Barzani had backed off, we would have been in big trouble, in my opinion. But he didn't. And this is the year of the reset. So Barzani wanted the reset. Okay, and so he picked the reset year to not back off, and that was good. Okay, so let's finish this up here. Okay, why are they posting the same articles twice? I don't get that. Aboul welcomes Abadi's initiative to confirms its readiness for dialogue with Baghdad. And I told you guys yesterday on the main channel that is bullcrap. Anytime you see dialogue, there's no dialogue. Okay, there's nothing that these guys have been talking about dialogue for 10 years. There's no such thing as dialogue. These guys hate each other. There is no dialogue. There's only going to be agreements or deals. That's it. Only deal. These guys hate each other. There's no dialogue. It's only deals. Okay. It's only what can you do for me and what can I do for you, and that's it. Okay. And that's how America had to come at them as well. America didn't take down Maliki. They didn't take a lock out of the CBI. They didn't do a lot of things. They did a lot of people fled the country of Iraq that was in the GUI. You don't hear their names any longer because they were doing evil. Many of them got arrested. Many of them got arrested in other countries or whatever the case may be. But a lot of them took deals, right? Because there is no dialogue. And I keep telling you guys that there is no dialogue. There's just deals. And so they work on deals and not dialogue. So they took deals. A lot of people took deals. A lot, and the CBI was funding terrorism with the auctions. They took deals. That's why they're still there. Maliki taking deals, even though he's committed genocide in this whole country. He took deals. Abadi, all these guys with offshore money in America with 50, 30 billion, 50 billion, 15 billion, 100 billion in offshore accounts in America alone. They took deals, right? Abadi has what, $50 billion in offshore account in America. He took a deal. These guys all take deals. They don't. There's no dialogue needed, right? So we got to understand that when they say dialogue, just leave that article alone, because there is no dialogue in this country. We know it. We've been here for how long? Some of you guys been waiting since 2004, like I have. In and out of this investment, there is no dialogue. I mean, who talks to people all the time and nothing gets done? That's not dialogue. That's talking in and out, and you talk to somebody and it goes in one ear and out the other. That's not dialogue. Dialogue is talking back and forth and actually getting things done and agreeing on things. They do not agree on anything, right? Especially with the Kurdistan region, and also they don't agree with a lot of things that the international community wants them to do as well. That's why they've been fighting returning to the international stage. But thanks to Allah making that announcement, that all restrictions are being removed, and that it's time to bring the pressure and push the pressure up on the IQD value for purchasing power. That is going to change a lot of things for us. Okay, so that's going to bring the harvest, and so that's what we like to see. Okay, so let's get into the cryptos here because this has definitely started the wealth transfer. We said it. Kim Story said it. Kenneth Story said it. He said it that that the wealth transfer will start with the cryptocurrencies, and then it will go from the cryptocurrencies to the emerging market currencies, and then to silver and then gold. Okay, so that's what we're seeing right now. We're seeing that the cryptos are bringing the wealth. A lot of you guys have made six figures. Some of you guys secretly have made seven figures, and you haven't said anything, and that's fine. You know what I mean? And so the cryptos are bringing the wealth transfer right now for us while we wait on Iraq, and then it's going to be the emerging markets like Iraq and others that are going to be bringing in their revaluing their currencies, and then it's going to be silver and then gold. Okay. So that's what's going on right now. Bitcoin is on its way up to 6,000. As you can see, Bitcoin has just created a new high live right now. So we are live on market caps, and Bitcoin has created a brand new high, all-time high of 59.18. You know, the all-time high before was 5,800, and now Bitcoin, and you can see why that is, because you can see this cup and handle pattern right here, and you can see that here's the high, and here's the dip, and then the bulls bought the dip, and then they leveled it out, and guess what? This high is not as high as this high. That's called a cup and handle, and then here is the handle right there. And then what's gonna happen is when you get the handle, you'll see a breakthrough to a new high, and that's what we're seeing right now. Okay, so here's the handle, here's the cup and handle pattern, and there's the handle, and then we're going to break out. So we're going to see 6,000, and then we might see 6,200 fall back a little bit, come back a little bit with people taking profits, and then we'll probably go to 65 to 7,000 by the 25th. I told you guys we're gonna see between 6,000 to 7,500 before by the 25th for gold, Bitcoin Gold, hard fork. People want Bitcoin to get the free Bitcoin Gold. Bitcoin Gold also has their live future markets are out now. So if you go to Bitcoin Gold's Twitter, they have a link to their futures trading market, and you can see the future price of Bitcoin Gold. If it's skyrocketing, the higher it goes, the more people are going to buy Bitcoin, right, and sell the altcoins, because the higher the Bitcoin gold, that means the more money you're going to make, right? Because every Bitcoin you hold, you're going to get an equal Bitcoin gold. So if Bitcoin gold is going higher in the future markets, then you're going to make more money. So it's probably going to come out around $100, 200, maybe $300, maybe even $500 per coin. Okay, so if you have 3 Bitcoins, you're going to get 3 Bitcoin golds. And let's say if it's at $300 that you just made, you got $900 free dollars, right? $900 in free money, right? And that you can sell right off the bat on November, I think it's November 1st, right? When they go live. Okay, so Electroneum is going live on November 1st. Bitcoin Gold Hard Fork is going live November 1st. November 1st is going to be awesome. Okay, let's see here. Ethereum's down and Ripple's down. I think you're about to see all of the altcoins start to go down because people are going to start running into Bitcoin as we just got a new high now. That's usually the trend, is when Bitcoin makes a new high, everybody runs into Bitcoin. And now that they see that Bitcoin Gold's future prices are live and the fork is actually going to happen on the 25th, you're going to see a bunch of people sell their altcoins and run into Bitcoin. Okay. And for those that are thinking Electroneum has a lot of coins issued in the ICO, they have about 4 billion coins. Look at this one. Cardano has 25 billion coins, and they're at almost at 3 cents. So imagine if Electroneum has 4 billion shares that are going to be in circulation as of this moment, when they come out. Yeah, Electroneum could definitely go to about 15 cents if it wants to, but that's if it wants to. Amiso Go here, threatening to go lower here. We got to watch this, because here we go. If Amiso Go breaks this support line, which is holding on to dear life, it's a wrap. It's going to it's going to probably go to 550, and then that's when you want to catch it. Okay, so watch that. Don't buy it now. Just wait to see if it breaks that support line. It probably will, because everybody's going to be rushing into Bitcoin right now for the Bitcoin Gold hard fork. So I would stay out of altcoins, because you're going to see a lot of red here in these next 5 days as everybody gets ready for Bitcoin Gold hard fork. Okay, so I don't really need to go down. A lot of these coins are up, some of these coins are down, but watch the next 24 hours here, because I think a lot of these coins are going to be in the red as everybody runs into Bitcoin. Okay, so that's it for me. I'll talk to you guys later. I'll be back on the main channel, and we'll continue to watch as Bitcoin has created a new high, and this is going to bring more excitement. Everybody's getting ready for the Bitcoin Gold hard fork. God bless. And hopefully you guys are ready for the Bitcoin Gold hard fork as well. I know Hit BTC is going to have it. Yo Bits is going to be supporting it. We haven't heard from Bittrex. We haven't heard from Poloniex. I'm pretty sure we will soon, if they're going to be a part of it or not, because I'm pretty sure everybody's hitting them up in emails over and over again. EOBot, haven't heard anything from EOBot yet about it as well. I'm going to continue to hit them up and see what's up. And I'm not sure who else is. Oh yeah. There's another exchange that's going to be doing it. But if you have an Exodus wallet, you're fine, right? So you're going to be able to use your Exodus with your private keys and all that stuff. You're going to be able to extract the Bitcoin Gold from your Exodus wallet if you have Exodus as well. So within the next 5 days, we should know who is going to be supporting it and who's not, right? Unfortunately, sometimes some of these places, exchanges take, to the last day to let people know. And I'm not sure why they do that, but it is what it is. Talk to you guys later. Peace out. Eyes open. Bye.